You are watching the Staten Island Soccer Report.
You're watching the Staten Island Soccer Report.
Watching the Staten Island Soccer Report. And don't forget
Ho dedicato la mia vita ai momenti più felici, ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari, unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora, facci gridare ancora, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Quanti viaggi con gli amici, tanti posti sconosciuti, tutti uniti innamorati di un sogno.
All right, welcome everyone to a brand new edition of the Staten Island Soccer Report, coming to you live tonight from the studios at CTV. And as always, Vito Canena and a very special guest tonight, Ralph Porzio. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, John.
What's going on? Anything going on internationally? You know what? I think due to tonight's show, having Ralph on, we're going to start with Ralph and maybe a little background on how you started with soccer, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, great.
Playing days and stuff like that.
I wish I had glory days, John,
Okay.
but I didn't. I was a Farrell basketball player, even though I'm a little guy.
Okay.
But what we always did is we would bring a ball with us, a soccer ball, and on the weekends at Farrell, they'd open up the facility, and we'd always play. We did five-a-side, and we had a lot of fun.
Okay.
And then as I became a runner, I did running later on, and running you ran with a lot of European players, guys,
Right.
and they would come and bring a ball, and we'd play.
Okay.
And I played in a Parks Department League, and it was, as we know, it's the beautiful game. It's beautiful.
Right. It is a beautiful game. All right, so let's fast forward a little bit, Ralph. I know you did some coaching, also some refereeing, right? We'll get into the coaching part of it first. Like, what was behind the coaching? How did you get into that part of it?
My kids were going to Notre Dame,
Okay.
and they were young. They were like 4 years old and 2.
Okay.
And they were doing a league, the recreation league through Staten Island Soccer League.
Right.
And my wife said, look, I can't trust anybody to coach our kids. You got to coach them.
Okay.
I said, all right. So I did it, and we started out that way. Went through the elementary school, then we started a travel program. And before you knew it, time flies, and
Yeah.
some of my kids are now playing in college.
Yeah.
Bunch of them did that we had on our travel
It's
team.
unbelievable. You're still coaching to this day, right?
In the summer, we put together the players that are now in college.
Okay.
And it's nice what happened. Staten Island Soccer League did a beautiful thing.
Right.
They decided to have an alumni league, kind of piggybacking on the high school league. A lot of the kids came back, phenomenal,
Right.
great success, and it's only going to build and build and build.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Because the alternative was, 2 years ago, we did an East Coast League, and we won the championship. We had some very good players. My 2 daughters were on the team, kids that play for Wagner College, fantastic. But you had to travel.
Right.
And you had to travel up and down the East Coast and during the week. And a lot of the kids, they needed a little time off from their college playing. So now it's on Staten Island. It's a lot of fun. It's almost perfect.
I just want to say what a gentleman Ralph is, because he recognized me before I recognized him at the Mount Loretto Italian
Right.
Festival.
Yep.
So,
I recognize Vito because I watched this show. I'm
There
a
you
big
go.
fan.
That's it. So, any questions? You got anything?
Well,
wanna
I
add?
have to say, good thing Italy won. Hopefully this is the spark that they
Yeah.
need to come back, you know?
All right, let's stick with Ralph and his past for a little bit. we spoke about the coaching. Refereeing, how much refereeing did you do? I remember seeing
Here's
you.
why I did it. Another story involving my
Right.
wife, who said, my oldest daughter is now a senior in college,
Okay.
and she wanted to make a little extra money and referee. So I went to the refereeing course,
Right.
and you did too, John.
Right,
We were there
yeah,
together.
right,
We took the
that's-
course
I remember
together.
seeing you. Right, yes.
And the first game I did, it's almost embarrassing. It's a little kid game.
Right. It's like
And
a
one of the
U5.
girls was playing, and she was wearing softball cleats, which have that extra metal clip on the front.
Yeah.
And she stepped on a kid's foot, and someone said, she's got the wrong cleats on. I didn't red card an 8-year-old
Right,
girl. It's not
right,
what
no,
happened.
No.
I said to the kid, you can't play with those cleats. You could hurt somebody.
Yeah.
And I told the coach. And he goes, she has no other cleats, and she can't play. I said, but she can hurt somebody, and I'm responsible for
Right.
the game, so she's got to come out. The game ends. My first game I've ever refereed, and some guy comes charging at me.
Oh, man. Yeah.
He was the parent, the father, of the kid I said, you can't play with those cleats. So I had a yellow card the coach, because the coach started yelling at me too. He goes, and by the way, why the heck did you punish this little kid? I said, you should have given better advice on what to wear your footwear.
Exactly.
So then what
Yep.
he did is he smacked the card out of my hand. And I gave him a red card, and I kicked him out.
Yeah, he's gotta
I kicked
leave.
him out
And
because
that
of what he
parent.
did.
And the parent.
And the parent.
Gotta
But it's
go.
my first game.
Yeah, it's
And now I'm
unbelievable.
imagining why my wife correctly said that when our daughter was going to go for the refereeing course, you better go with her, because when she does the games, these parents don't care if you're 13, 14 years
Absolutely.
old.
No, they don't.
And they
that's
should.
that's a sad part about our beautiful game, right? These parents, and the parent with that child with that softball cleat, what are they thinking? They don't even know the game. Why would you buy, Or maybe she's playing both sports. It's possible,
Maybe.
right?
But, by and large, John, though,
Yeah.
we had great parents. And I got to tell you, the teams I coached, what made it great were the parents that we had. We traveled together. We
Right.
went to Europe. We did a Disney tournament. And the
So,
parents were
that's great.
phenomenal.
Yeah, that is great.
Phenomenal.
Let me tell you, what perfect judge to have than someone that was a referee. That role is,
Yeah.
you can't get more right on,
Yeah.
You can't get more on target.
All right, so you did the coaching, you did the refereeing, and you're doing some coaching now, right?
Yes.
It's like a summer league thing, right? To summer.
Yes.
Okay.
I was a director. I was on the board at Staten Island
Right.
Soccer League.
Right. Okay.
I was on the board at Silver Lake, which was a really nice club at the time that we had.
Tremendous background you have in soccer, right? What are you doing these days? What's going on?
I wish I
lately?
was doing more soccer.
Yeah.
But I'm doing your show, and I think you said it when we were getting prepared. If you can't play anymore, at least we could talk about
This
it.
is it. This is why I'm here. We could talk about it. Have some great people on like you.
I'm
we talk.
sure the audience out there could definitely agree with. I think that Ralph looks like Marv Albert. I can't. I mean, it looks like his clone.
Then we have to do a
Yeah.
basketball show. I have to say yes.
Yeah. All right. So, anything else you want to add to Ralph's background? Any questions on that?
There's an election coming up. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
They
It's
don't know.
big. Yeah,
November-
thank you for bringing that up. I'm
November the
running for
6th.
Supreme Court November
Okay.
6th in the election, so
Good luck with that. Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate that. I'm a former family court judge, and was a DA, and I'm running for Supreme Court in November.
Okay.
You know,
But,
there was.
but talking about soccer,
Yeah.
the best part is, as we know, it's just a beautiful game,
Yeah.
and being involved with the kids, and by and large, these great parents, it's priceless. And I'll tell you what you miss. And we talked about with the parents of the kids I coached, that it was every weekend for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden, abruptly, when they go to college,
That's it.
it ends, and you miss it like you can't believe.
Right.
So.
You know what I was going to say? Speaking of Supreme Court judge, there was a Barez, became Michael
Really?
Pesce.
All right.
So,
Michael Pesce from
Yeah.
Brooklyn?
yeah.
Oh, terrific judge. Yeah. He's a Bari too?
Yeah.
He's about age.
About
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay, so Ralph, let me ask you, is there anything that Staten Island could do for the soccer itself? I mean, are we doing anything wrong here? You notice anything?
There's only one thing that we're missing, and I think there's, by and large, great things that are being done. I think
Right.
Staten Island Soccer League is phenomenal.
Okay.
They have the summer leagues for the alumni. You have now the college
Right.
league.
Okay.
The field space is fantastic. The only thing I wish that we had was a really nice indoor facility.
Indoor, right.
Dome.
Because if we had that,
Dome, yeah.
it would be so popular. And money well spent through the elected officials if they were able to get the money to do that.
Right.
And I know that, for example, Senator Lanza is trying to get property in the Newdorp area for Staten Island Soccer League as well, to have like a home base, a home field, have stands, have a clubhouse. It would just be
Yep, would
fantastic.
definitely.
But you know how expensive property is now. And we had a great field
That's
in Newdorp.
Vito's department, right? The
That's
real
right.
estate stuff. But yeah, we're missing that. Instead of like us going to Jersey and Long Island all the time, maybe some clubs could come out here if we could build a nice indoor facility. But we'll see.
Well, with the indoor facilities, you have choices now. With us, we mostly decided to go play in junior high gyms because it was kind of affordable. But if you had a nice indoor turf facility to do some tournaments, you've been to New Jersey
Yep.
where they have these nice places.
Tab Ramos,
Yeah.
the Coliseum in Teaneck.
And it helps the kids.
Yeah.
Because here's the way they do it in Brazil. Brazil has tremendous teams.
Right.
And they've won more World Cups than anybody else. And what they have is, and it's going to sound odd, 3 seasons. One is a beach season. So they play on the beach, get used to running around in the sand. Their feet, their legs get stronger. Then you have the rainy season,
Right.
which, here in America, we're going to shut things down.
Yeah.
Well, it's been raining in New York since
Right.
like
Yeah, we
March.
don't do nothing.
But what they do is they go into gyms and they play futsal.
Right.
They play on a wooden floor, and they do it a lot in the schools. And
Okay.
boys play, girls play, and that helps them with their ball skills as well. Then, when it's the great weather, like us in the summertime, then you go outside and you play.
Right.
So what they're doing is they're getting different touches. They're going sand, wooden floor. Now you go out and you play on grass, and they're not playing on turf.
Right.
But you can see turf anywhere. We went to Italy to play. You go into the mountains of the Amalfi Coast.
Grass.
Turf? No.
It's turf too?
Turf
Really?
fields.
Wow. Okay.
Because they know that they're going to last.
But in Brazil, they're getting touches year round, and that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
important thing,
That's
right?
it.
That's the important thing.
Experience.
Absolutely.
Well, CSI's got the indoor with the tennis.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have something going on.
So yeah, it's important to get these touches year round, and I'm not a big fan of indoor on the wood floor. Injuries, number one.
Yep.
And I'm just not a fan of it. The ball just never, it's just too fast.
It goes too fast.
Yeah, it's too
and the
fast,
futsal
yeah.
balls for the younger kids
Right.
is too heavy.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know what the perfect medium is to think about it. Invent one of those balls where it's not so fast, but
Right.
it's light enough that the kids could get their touches.
I would
That's a
just
nice
wish that we could get away from the basketball, courts, playing soccer on those courts. It's just it's bad all the way around, in my opinion, just a bad thing.
Were you going to talk about, you mentioned that today's New York International Soccer Day, as far as there was 10
Yeah.
new fields that opened up, that was pretty
In the
interesting.
Bronx, New York City FC, and I guess we might have a caller on the line. Okay. This might be our monthly spot with Vincenzo. Vincenzo, is that you?
Hello,
That's him.
It is Vincenzo. See,
Hey,
I'm a fan,
Vincenzo, how
John.
are you?
I'm used to hearing his voice. It's great.
Vito, how are you?
Bene, bene, come stai?
And
Posto.
Vincenzo, we have Ralph Porzio here also in the studio today.
Hey, Ralph, welcome aboard to the Johnny Show.
Thank you, Enzo. I'm a big fan of the show, of John and Vito, and you, Vincenzo. I watch, waiting for you to come on.
Well, we have to make some arrangement.
Absolutely. We got to get you back down here.
Yeah.
Unless you come and move into Staten Island, Vincenzo.
If
Oh, boy.
If he ever needs real
Listen.
estate, he knows who to call.
You need 2 bridges to get there.
2 bridges, yeah. All right, Vincenzo, what's going on? I know City A is on break now for international duties. So give us something here. What's going on with the Italian national team?
They
Well,
finally won.
Johnny, I was watching the game yesterday.
Yep.
Italy against Poland. And Italy won 1-0, I think 92nd minute.
Yeah.
Which is, I think Mancini, slowly but surely, is getting there.
Hey, listen, that old saying, right? Rome wasn't built in a day.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean,
And
very good.
Jovinko, one of your favorite players,
yeah.
he got called by Mancini to play in the Italian national.
And they didn't play.
Yeah, Vincenzo, I don't understand that. Giovinco gets called up and he didn't even play a minute in 2 games.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Calling somebody who play in another league, you know, we need more Italian players. That's the bottom line.
I tell you,
Right.
when Kevin Lasagna came in, I thought that was going to be the sub for Giovinco. Lasagna? You like lasagna,
Keep
right?
mentioning lasagna. I'm going to get hungry here.
You know,
that's-
lasagna. I was watching the Spanish one, and they said lasagna come in Spanish, but no tiene hambre means it's not hungry. Lasagna come.
Got a bad connection with Vincenzo, I think.
That's a little joke there. No tiene hambre.
All right, so Vincenzo, from what I'm hearing today, I got some feedback from the Italians. They were happy with the performance from yesterday's game.
Yes, me too, John. I told you I was watching the game from the beginning to the end. I thought that if there was a back match, Italy would have won like 6-3, 6-4.
Yeah.
The level of
You
play
know.
improved.
They had a lot of good chances.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I like, you know, sometimes the defense, I think Bonucci and,
Chiellini.
you know, they're slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, well, they're getting up there.
Well, you need those 2 guys back there for the experience. I
Yeah,
think that's the only,
but, you know,
that's-
like I said, overall, Johnny, I like what they had to show yesterday.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, Italy always plays defense. You
Yeah.
know, going back to
Yeah.
Catenaccio, where
No more Catenaccio.
well, it's too boring. But Italy, you know,
Yeah, traditional.
we all root for the Italian team
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and they break your hearts.
Yeah.
But we've won a World Cup here and there.
Yeah, it's
But it's
true.
always through great defense.
Yeah,
Always.
and yesterday's watching the ESPN feed, Casey Keller, and I love Casey Keller, a great American guy. I loved him when he was playing, but he really knocked the Italian team yesterday. He really, kept on knocking us. I mean, no striker. I mean, give us, maybe a striker's going to emerge here. Who's that striker?
Immobile.
Yeah, but he hasn't done anything.
Mancini likes Immobile, though.
Yeah, Casey Keller kind of really kept knocking the Italian team. But the good thing about that is we're playing the United States team next month. Hopefully we could show them how the game is played.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But the part he's right about is when Italy is good, there's always one guy
Right. Yeah.
who's the go-to goal scorer who gets the big goal.
Yeah.
And I think that's where,
Yeah.
I get
That's what
it.
we
Yeah,
need.
but they're not known for
Yeah.
scoring, right?
no,
They're not. So
Well, we
win
don't
1-0.
have- We don't have the days of Roberto Baggio, Schilacci.
Yeah.
You don't have, so, you know.
how good was Porzio?
Yeah, probably one of the best in the history.
Sure.
But at any point, John and Ralph, we have some young talent that is emerging in Serie A. Leonardo Pavoletti, he's been finding his own. He's been scoring goals. Francesco Caputo, who was born in Altamura Bari, he's got 3 goals in Serie A. So maybe Mancini, if he sees them continue to progress, give them a shot.
call
Sure.
them up. Yep.
Sure. Why not?
You know, Johnny, yesterday, Zaza is also one of Mancini's favorite players. Zaza says, there is a friend of mine who used to play on the same team in Spain, Valencia. I think his name is Cellini. But Mancini says, you know what? Let me call him. He says, give me his number. So Zaza gave me Cellini's number. He called him and he showed up at the game. So, I don't know, John. I mean, now we're going outside Italian league
Right.
to recruit, the picture's not clear. That's what I'm
You
trying
know
to
what
say.
surprises me? And Ralph is an AC Milan fan.
Yep.
That
Hey, Milan.
Ignazio Abate made one heck of a stop against
Right.
Sassuolo. And I thought he was going to get called up, and he wasn't called up by Mancini. He made
Well,
like
remember,
a
Abate's my
really
age,
incredible stop. He stopped the
Vito.
goal. I know,
Yeah.
but it looked like he was in form. He made the stop of the game, and I thought he was. That's a little surprising to me. But I mean, the most important thing is that they have to keep going from here. Otherwise, this is not going to mean anything. Because now you're playing Portugal, and with all this momentum,
Right.
you got to win that game to qualify and move on to the next phase.
Well, I'm going with with really high hope for the Portugal because I like what I seen. I think Italy, won't go down easy, and I think, like Rafa was saying, 1-0. Hasta la vista, baby.
Well, you know what's a good thing is Ronaldo is not even playing anymore with all this stuff that's come out on him.
Well, he may be playing next month. We
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
think so?
We
Because
don't
he hasn't
know.
played.
Yeah,
This
but-
last game he didn't play.
No, they sat him.
So I don't know if I think it's a different team with or without Ronaldo. So we'll see.
but if I'm
Anyway,
Portugal,
Johnny,
I'm
good
playing.
news for you, Vito, for one of your favorite coaches who lives in Bari. Name the coach who lives
Yeah.
in Bari.
Who's that?
You talking about who? Ventura?
Ventura.
Ventura was named the new
Chievo.
coach at Chievo. Yeah.
So
Well-
welcome back, Ventura.
Yeah, it's surprising because after how he left with the Italian team, not qualifying, you thought you wouldn't see him in Italy, and
Right.
now he's coming back. And he wants to talk about his side of the story of why they didn't
Right.
qualify. I mean, I talked to people at the agent roundtable, Pasquale Pucella. He told me, and he's from Napoli, he says he won't get over the fact that Lorenzo Insigne did not play that game against Sweden.
Right.
It's probably
The
why
playoff
Italy
game.
lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, he's got experience. He's got, he coached Bari, he coached
Yeah,
Torino,
Ventura's a
the
quality
national
coach.
team.
And you can't say...
he can still give something to this Italian.
Of course,
Got
no,
the
you can't. You
experience.
can't say that, because we saw the same woes with Mancini. We lost to France 3-1. We lost to Portugal 1-0. We should have lost to Poland in Poland when we
Five-game
tied them 1-1.
winless streak up
Yeah, it was
until
a
yesterday.
So you see that, and we had this conversation, John. You said maybe the Italian Federation has some influence. You said maybe of like
I
going
think
with
they
certain
do.
players that
Yeah.
automatically there when
Absolutely.
you feel like there should be a player that should be there and that's not there. So right now it's a learning experience because you're going through the rebuilding and it's surprising because for Italy you're not known to rebuild. You won 4 World Cups.
I don't think they
You're
can
not
handle that in
expected.
Italy.
You're not expected
They won't be able to handle
go
that.
through a rebuilding stage. So, Roberto Mancini is going through the same problems that Ventura went through. So, and Ventura, he's known to teams that were terrible. He made them great. I mean, he brought Pisa from C to A. He brought teams. He worked wonders. That's what Ventura's about. Miracle worker.
I'll tell you the guy who I think could turn it around is the former Napoli coach who's at Chelsea.
Oh yeah, eventually I think
He
he will.
is
He's
a
probably-
genius.
Yeah, he's
Well, he's got Chelsea right now in a 3-way tie for first place.
Right.
yeah.
But look how well he did. Look how
Right.
great he did with
Yeah.
Napoli.
That's a good point. No, he definitely, in the future, I wouldn't be surprised if he is the next coach somewhere down the road because Mancini only has a 2-year contract. So I don't
Well,
know.
I think Mancini's a bridge because they want.
Yes.
He's a big name.
point,
He's a
Ralph.
good name,
Yeah.
and I think he's going to settle things down.
Yeah.
You got to qualify.
We'll see how it goes. One game is not going to do it for me.
He's a young coach with experience,
Right.
which is very hard to get.
Well, you know who
Yes.
my coach is, Vincenzo. Let's see if he knows.
Another buddy.
Who's my coach?
If I had a choice, I would say Zeman.
No.
I love Zeman.
My coach is
Antonio
Antonio Conte. He's the
Oh yeah.
he's the best guy.
He's
for
great.
me. If
Look
if
what
they
he did
can't-
in the past.
Right. Yeah, he's guy, and he's sitting home now. He's still getting paid from
And he's
Chelsea.
passionate, but he might have a contract.
He's
the
on the
lawyer in me
contract.
saying where he has to sit out or he doesn't get paid.
Yep.
That might
Right.
be the case.
That might be the case.
But Conte,
right.
when he comes back in,
next
Also,
year.
Johnny, you
Phenomenal.
have another.
Chelsea last year of Chelsea's contract. He's
okay.
coaching
Versace's using Conte's players.
right.
Yeah.
It's his
And
team.
Conte is loyal to Italy, and I think he would relish coming back and get another World Cup.
Yeah,
He would be, what a hero he would be.
If the Italians fail to qualify for the Euros, he's got to come back in.
Oh, sure.
Master motivator. I mean,
guaranteed,
Oh,
John.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
guarantee Conte
Yeah.
because
but he likes
you
to
know.
coach every day. National team.
That's
duties.
why Sachi, when he went from Napoli to Chelsea, they want to constantly coach. They don't want to
Right.
just do,
Right,
the
part-time.
international breaks.
Right. It's like a
It's
part-time.
not enough.
Yeah.
Alyssa.
Yeah. And that's what happened with Conte after he left.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
went to Chelsea because of that reason.
Well, we have
So-
a lot of quality coaches. I'm just surprised that Ancelotti refused the job.
Well, now, the
I really
coach can
surprised.
only go so far, right?
Yeah, that's
How
true.
far can a
That's half
coach,
the battle.
I mean, he could teach and he could, systems and all that, but you still need players. We
That's right.
still need players.
Of course, absolutely.
And
The
Vito's
U-
been,
U.S. is finding that same thing out now. Look how
Yeah.
big a country we are.
Exactly.
And I think the players are here.
Right.
I really do.
Yeah.
Except that you got to find them.
Yes.
Yeah.
that's
How do you
exactly
find
true.
them?
Well, tomorrow the U.S. Speaking of the U.S., Ralph, they're playing Peru tomorrow,
Yeah.
and this is a team that made it to the World Cup. Peru did well, even though they didn't.
they
get,
need the experience.
even though
That's
Peru
good.
didn't get to the second round, they played France very good. They could have won that game. It was a short tournament for them, but they played tough. Their first 3 games, and you know what? They have some stars. Guerrero, Farfan. Peru is they're no.
And when they play
sleepover.
their home games, they play at altitude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And it makes it tough for other countries to
Well, we
come in
gotta-
there to play.
Yeah, we have to play in Colorado for that, right?
Yeah,
Denver,
yeah.
Mile
to
High
practice
Stadium,
for that,
yeah.
right?
Get ready for
I
it.
mean, I think, John. I mean, the rumor is Greg Berhalter.
Yep.
I mean, we were hoping for Mourinho, maybe Luis Enrique, or
They need players.
Guardiola. Yeah, but you know what? I just think they need a world-class coach. You know,
All right,
Well,
so
remember, Mourinho will be available soon.
he will. That's true.
He'll be available in January the way
it
things are
looks-
going.
Yes.
And the other one that I like it to
Milan's down.
really coach the USA national team is Roberto Donadoni.
It wouldn't be a bad
Donadoni?
choice. He was the Metro Stars.
Yeah.
he played here years ago.
He could speak English, he could speak Italian, he could speak Spanish.
You know what I want to get on Vincenzo on is Germany. Your team. What happened? They lost 3-0 to Holland.
Well, like I said, Germany after the World Cup, I don't know if they're coming or going.
Yes,
They may
that's
need
true.
to rebuild.
That's true.
They're getting old too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially out of the back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And what about
Yeah.
Spain today?
Spain lost too? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, the other coach who came back in Venezia, Vito, what is the name?
Venezia.
Well, what about Genoa? Got a new coach. Juric is back in Genoa. But
Zenga.
Davide Ballardini's gone.
Zenga came back with
Oh,
Oh,
Zenga,
Walter
Zenga for
Venezia.
Venezia.
Zenga,
That's good.
And
Okay.
you know what he said? His dream before he retires,
To coach the national team.
he wants to coach the Inter club.
He wants to coach
Oh,
Inter.
Inter.
Yeah, he was.
He wants to go to Inter?
Yeah, he used to play with Inter. But I
He
would think.
plays a goalkeeper at the Inter.
I would
Now
think
he's
he would
with
want to coach the
Venezia.
national team also at one point down the road.
Yeah.
Third play. Well, you know what they
Wasn't
say.
Zenga one of the oldest players ever in the World Cup?
He might have been, yeah, in 90, yeah.
Didn't Buffon take
I
that?
think it's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
coach.
No,
because
But
last
Zenga
year
was an older
Yeah,
guy.
he was up there too.
Yeah. John, with
Goalkeepers-
Crotone, he did a great job with
And
Crotone
Zenga's
this year.
he's
you
a
know
good
that.
coach. He coached
Yeah.
Catania. He coached a lot of teams.
Yeah.
He's done some
So
nice things.
Zenga is one of my favorite coaches.
You know who I
too.
like, who's on the Domenica Sportiva, the second part, is Serse Cosmi. He provides some
Cosme, yeah.
good insight. When he does the Domenica Sportiva, the second part,
Okay.
he's very
Coach
knowledgeable.
Perugia.
Yeah, and he's a coach. Hopefully one day he'll coach Body. He's a very good
No,
motivator.
It's good. He will, I tell you, Cosme with Barry, Barry can't go wrong.
Yeah, I
In 2
agree.
years, he's going to do miracle over there.
Well, and Body this week, well, speaking of Barres, Antonio Cassano, and the same week,
Joke that guy is.
signs with Entella.
Hard to handle as a player.
Yeah.
Signs with Entella, and then the same week quits. He did that with Verona. He was supposed to start like Serie A a couple years ago, Verona, like a couple weeks before the season started. Oh, I don't want no part of it. Maybe because he feels he wants to be at his top level, but I don't understand why
See-
even flirt with the opportunity.
Yeah, if you had a
So
half a
those-
brain, and I'll say it, if you had a half a brain, he would go help out Body in the beginning, in the process when they were forming a team for Serie A.
That's
because
true.
they're
No,
back in
but
Serie
Johnny,
A.
remember, Cassano.
Forget about
left
it.
with
Listen,
the
I lost
five
respect for
mouth.
him when I think he spit on a referee.
Oh my God.
Or
Well,
gave
Well, the
it
Italian
Body-
team dropped him
He's
because
a
he
joke.
was
That
a
guy's a
difficult
joke. Won't even
customer.
wanna
to
It's
deal
spend
just
with.
a
any time.
shame because
Yeah.
the talent level, when he was on the national team, when he would play
Sure.
at a high level, he was
Very good player.
one of our
Yeah,
best
he was
prodigies,
good.
one of our best talents.
Just a
It's a shame.
hothead, you know. What
Yeah,
do we
it's a
need that for?
shameful
We
thing.
don't need that.
You know, Johnny, the Vito was saying about the Domenica Sportiva.
Yeah.
I was watching, I think, 2 weeks ago. And one of the true Barese player, besides Cassano, Vito, what's the other one? Testing.
This is like trivia
Zambrotta?
questions for
Yeah.
Vito.
Yeah,
It's
Vito.
a tough day for
catch
him.
it. Was it
Nicola
Zambrotta?
Ventura,
Nicola Ventola.
Huh?
Nicola Ventola?
Ventola.
Oh, yeah,
Ventola.
Nicola
He
Ventola.
was born in Bari.
Something else.
I
got all
love
the
the
names.
story. Johnny, listen to the beautiful story. The mother, she's a lawyer. The father is engineering. So he's playing with the Bari junior team. He's 18 years old, and they sold Bari was getting a
Yeah, they
big
sold him to
contract
Inter.
from Inter. Ventola said, "Please don't sell me. I want to stay with Bari."
Wow.
That's the passion.
He
yeah.
said, "I don't care
Wow.
about the money." Because the mother, she's a lawyer,
He doesn't-
but he had money. So it's not like Cassano. Cassano was more like a street guy, right?
Yeah, right.
You know, Nicola says, "I don't want to go to Inter. Please don't keep me in Bari because Bari need the money."
Yeah.
But he was begging the Bari
Ownership,
owners,
right.
do not sell me.
Yeah.
I love the story.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
Bari's in D right now?
they're in
They're
D
in
and
D.
they're
That's
leading the
an
way.
amateur league, yeah.
They got 13 points.
Owners-
They've
got
won
it.
4 games and they just tied this week. Turris Neapolis.
They're undefeated.
Yeah, I mean Turris Neapolis -2.
So let's
They started
give
-2.
Ralph an update on Body. What happened? Why I didn't say they're D.
Because of the
Yeah,
bankruptcy.
weren't they in B?
They were in
last
B,
year?
and they got sent to D because of issues with
Ownership.
Cosmo Giancaspro. They were saying there was some
Who wasn't paying the players?
not legal stuff going
Wow.
on.
Yeah, a lot of
But
stuff.
What a shame.
But they have the right owner, De Laurentiis, the owner of Napoli. He could do wonders. The only thing is, he said, if they change the law, if he succeeds in bringing them to A in 3 years, and if they change the law, because right now you can't own 2 teams in A.
Right.
So he would probably give the role to his son Luigi. But if they change the rule, then he could own 2 teams if they pass.
Yeah.
If they have a vote on it, we'll have to see what the future remains on that. But
How
they
does
have
how
the
did the
right owner.
stadium look? Because I know when I watched your intro,
It's a beautiful stadium.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Just they're not filling
It was
the.
built in for the 1990 World Cup. It was built
Really?
for
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
They just haven't been filling the.
Well,
No, then
if they go
do
to
not-
A, they'll
even
fill
in
the
B,
stadium.
they'll fill up in B if they're contending
Yeah.
Right.
for B.
If they top
They
3
can move up
Right.
to A. Sure.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I mean,
The
We-
fans are passionate. I could tell you
Yeah.
from my Facebook, I
Oh,
have
for
probably
sure.
1,000 fans from Body following
De
me.
Laurentiis said it.
Yeah.
Body's the 7th
Marie,
biggest fan base in the world. The
Yep.
7th. That's incredible.
Really?
just
Yeah.
having this scarf on the table, and they see that, they go nuts for it. You know,
Wow.
back
But
in
we
it-
want
back
to
in that
see
time.
Body, you know, if they
So-
get back to, Mark Alex is watching. Mark got married. Congratulations to him and his beautiful bride, Monica. I had a great time at that wedding. What an incredible wedding. We were waving the Egyptian flags.
Right.
It was really festive.
Okay.
He's a big Egyptian supporter.
They are some
They're-
very good
yeah.
players.
Yeah.
Mohamed
Very.
Salah. I mean,
Great.
with
Yeah.
Salah, the nucleus and the leader, he just needs some more young talent. I mean, they've always had, like, even Body, that Hani Sayed, he scored a goal like Maradona one time.
And that's Liverpool, right?
But when Salah played for Roma,
Yeah.
he wasn't as great as he was last year for Liverpool.
No.
So
Yeah.
what,
No.
what was the difference there? Why was he not? Because he was
It's a tougher league.
like
Maybe
Messi
more-
in
more of an
England.
attacking-
last-
an
Yeah,
attacking-
more of an attacking
I
league.
don't think Roma's that attacking style.
Yeah.
That's probably.
Yeah.
Isn't Roma still owned by Americans?
Yeah, another American.
Yeah,
It was
is
Thomas De Benedetto. I think another American bought it.
Let's see where Roma is right now. Roma's sitting.
Romans, I tell you,
Sixth
they're,
place.
they're going to be there.
Yeah, they'll climb up. They're in 6th right now.
But everybody's playing for second because Juventus always
Yeah.
wins.
Yeah,
much.
right now. Well, that's where the money is, right?
Juventus.
And we got the money right here. And it's all about this for Juventus. If you have this, you win.
I can ask Vincenzo, why? What happened to AC Milan? Why can't they be
Yeah.
great again? There's money there.
that's a
They have a
good
beautiful
point.
stadium.
And speaking
Great
of AC
city.
Milan,
What
did you,
happened?
did you hear Berlusconi? I'm glad you brought them up. Berlusconi and Galliani advised them to buy Monza and see. Now they're trying to bring them up.
So let's ask Vincenzo.
Berlusconi sold Milan to the Chinese investors, and now, I don't know.
They're looking to the Chinese are now looking to sell back to the Italians.
I don't think they are. I think Berlusconi's done with Milan, but now he's trying to do wonders for Monza like he did for Milan.
Okay.
That's his goal right now.
Vincenzo, what's your take with Milan?
And the Milan, apparently, it's every start with the coach. Gattuso he was coaching the younger kids. He has not really coaching a club like first level club.
Top level, yeah.
He's learning, and you don't learn in one day.
Right.
Like John was saying, Rome
He was a
built.
tremendous player, though.
Yeah.
So,
tough player.
It takes time to. I would like to see with Milan, John said before, Conte, or maybe Simeone, Diego Simeone from Atletico
Did
Madrid.
Simeone play for Inter, though?
Yeah.
Is it still the
Within,
loyalty?
But that's why it comes back to Milan.
Yeah.
Milan, Inter.
His son is playing for Fiorentina.
His son's good.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
Well, look, Milan has only got one loss. That 3 wins and 3 draws.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not bad.
It's not
No,
terrible.
no.
But Gattuso was on the hot seat a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
He really
but
was.
they beat Sassuolo,
But
that saved them.
With a couple of wins there, quiet down.
Another coach, the standby coach, Zidane, he hopes Allegri makes some mistakes. Zidane is ready
Yes.
to coach Juventus.
Yeah,
He's,
but I can't
he's
see
waiting.
Allegri. I can't see.
Where's he going to go?
Allegri's he's so comfortable with Juventus. It's like you're watching a movie, a video
Yeah, right.
game.
They don't even need a coach.
Probably not.
Well,
Well, it's
he
got
knows how to
15
manage great
stars.
players,
Right.
the stars, which
That-
not everybody could do.
Right.
He doesn't offend anybody.
Right.
And why leave? You're winning Serie A every year.
Exactly.
You're playing in Champions League. You're always going to do well in Champions League. So
The question with Juventus is going to be, is their keeper going to make a mistake and cost them a game in the Champions League, maybe even the final?
Could
He's
be.
their weakest link,
Sure.
in my mind.
Well,
Well, just
That's why
remember, the second
you got
goal
Perin.
is an Italian national team, Berlin.
Yeah, but he's not a starter for them. The Polish
I know, that's what I'm
internationals.
saying. To be on a national team, you're on a team where you don't start. The goalkeeper, in other words, if the first goalie
Well,
makes a
Perin-
mistake, the second goal is better than the
second goal.
first.
Yeah,
Right.
second goal.
Yeah,
But
in this case it is, in my opinion. In this case it is.
That's what I'm saying.
But we have-
See, even at that level, we're blaming coaches. It's
Right.
like when you're coaching kids. Like, my kid's a better goalkeeper
Right.
than that kid
Right,
that's
yeah.
out there. And well, how
I
do you
just
show it?
think with
Everybody
you-
needs a chance.
With
One of
Juventus,
the
he's their
nicest
weak
story,
link.
the goalkeeper from
I'm
Udinese,
glad that the Italians beat him
Busquets,
yesterday.
right?
Yeah,
he was
he played good too.
Scored that
18
goal.
years
Some
old,
stops.
playing with, I think, with the B team. And Real Madrid says, we want this goalie to go. And the mother and the father, especially the mother,
Right.
says, no, you finish your college.
Really?
Yeah, says money is no problem. When sometimes the parents, they have a big thing. So the mother says, I don't care about Real Madrid, they give you $1 million. I want you to finish college. After college, so he got hurt, then he came back he went on the Serie C, Serie B, now he's playing first goalie, Udinese.
I would always say go play for Real Madrid, and though I'm a lawyer,
Yeah.
Well, like I
the
said,
money won't always be there. You
Right.
can always go back to college, but
Yeah.
you have a chance to play for
Take
Madrid.
the money. And play for Madrid, yeah.
It's the biggest club in the world.
Today, if you have a good family and parents, they want you to go to school. Because, but then you're getting older. Who wants to go back to the books when you are
That's a very
27,
good
28?
point. It's a very good point.
You want to, when you're young, you observe everything. Then, if you met, each family has a different situation. But I know in this particular case, same thing with Nicola Ventura. Nicola Ventura. He didn't want to go to Inter. He wants to stay there because of the passion, the love. Same thing with this goalie. The mother says, no, forget about it. Go to school, finish your school. Then he got hurt. He took a year off. Now he's back in the Serie A. And I love those stories.
Yeah.
Well, I give you a flip side story. When I went to Farrell, there was a guy who's a great athlete, multi-sport athlete. Got drafted by the Major League Baseball, pretty high up.
Right.
Big, 6'5" catcher. Terrific guy. I don't want to mention his name, but he's a well-known Staten Islander. One of the greatest athletes in the history of Staten Island. Gets drafted by Major League Baseball at 18. I remember coming in the hallway, and he said, what should I do? I got a scholarship to go to college. I could play 2 sports in college. He goes, you want to go on and be a lawyer. Even when I was like 16, 17, I knew I wanted to do that. And I said, you got to take the money now. Go play in the minor league. So what happens? He gets a great education, played 2 sports in college. At a time of his life, it was great.
Right.
But when he got drafted in college, out of college, he still got drafted. But when he started playing in the minor leagues, they said to him, you're too old now. At 22, we can't develop you. At 17, 18, we can. Same thing with soccer. And what the very difficult thing about being a parent, look what Messi's parents did. Messi was very tiny. Barcelona took him, and they helped him grow. He had to take the hormones to grow, because he would have been 5 feet tall. He would have been Giovinco. He grew to about 5'6", got strong. Barcelona,
And he's not
the
bad.
family loved what Barcelona did for him. But if he had decided that he was going to, finish up his schooling and not move away from home, he would never. We'd never have a Messi. We'd have somebody else, but not him.
Yeah.
So I think you have to play. It's like Pulisic for the United States.
He's in Germany.
He's in Germany. He's playing for Dortmund. It's great.
Yeah.
But his family could have said, you know what? You got a college scholarship to wherever, UCLA, Stanford, wherever.
Yeah.
Get your education. But the education he's getting playing in Europe at that very high level, and he's the best player in America.
That's true.
And if you're going to ask, how do we solve the problem with the men's national team? Not the women's national team.
No,
We're doing
not-
great.
Definitely not.
Phenomenal.
Leave them alone.
But the
right?
men's national team, I hate to say it, but they're playing in college. You're only playing half the year. Remember, a collegiate season is not full time. And you're studying and you're going out and you're doing your thing, but it's not a full-time job like your professional player. And you want to be great, you got to be great and work hard all the time.
Year round. When's that season end? November?
The collegiate season ends in November.
Just like the high school.
Maybe unless you go far up in the
December might be the latest,
in the
right?
playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Him and Julian Green, even Green, he scored a nice goal.
So Vincenzo,
He's a good
just give us your take here. We've got a few more minutes on the U.S. national team.
They're playing Peru tomorrow.
Now, last show we spoke about who was going to get it right between the U.S. and the Italian national team. You and Vito said the U.S. national team will fix it first between the American and the national.
Are you kidding?
And I'm
Too
like,
bad
no.
you had me on. I would have said, no way.
I said the Italian national team will get it right.
We basically.
I don't know, Johnny.
I'm with John.
Yeah, no, you go with your. You're born in the U.S. You're going with
I
your
get it.
heart.
I
you know,
get all that.
But,
I know
but,
that.
but we know
No.
deep down, we know what the Italian national team is if they want to be.
They'll get it right
They
a
want
lot
it.
faster
They have
than the
to.
U.S.
It's tradition.
That's what they
right.
live by.
It's
That's what
their
they
life.
eat, drink,
Johnny,
soccer. I believe.
Let's hear.
I was watching the USA against Colombia, I think. And guess who's playing with the USA national team?
Bradley.
Mike Brown.
No. Yeah.
Who? Say it again, Vincenzo.
Timothy Weah.
Oh yeah, the
George
son of
Weah's
George
son.
Weah, the legend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys know that George Weah lived on Staten Island?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he lived in Park Hill.
He did?
He had property in Jersey.
Well, Vincenzo, look, by any means, the Italian national team is not back yet anyway. By one win is not going to make them back, but I still believe that
No.
they'll get it right before
You
we
know,
do.
it was a
They get
rude
it right,
awakening
John.
against Colombia. Look at these goals. It was like the Harlem Globetrotters. When you see all these goals that the Colombia scored, the bicycle kick goal,
Well, you
the
know
goal
what?
of Jaime
With the
Rodriguez.
US team,
It's
I'm
still a
With
great
that
player.
game, I think, Ralph, with that game, I think you have to dissect it. They played well in like spurts, the U.S.
Yeah, when they were winning
Second
2-1,
half,
that
right?
was it.
And unfortunately, you got to play a 90-minute game.
And now they got to play Peru, and then they got to
So.
play England November 15th. England is a big
Well,
test.
they need, that's good.
Yeah.
They have to play these teams.
Anyway, Johnny, I do have. I know the minutes are coming down.
Yep.
But before, quick little joke. Rafi, pay attention to the joke.
I'll pay
there.
attention, Vincenzo.
All right. So this young man, we talked about young man before, 18 years old. Tomorrow is his birthday. He's going to high school. He don't like English classes, especially spelling. He don't like spelling. So his birthday is coming tomorrow. Grandfather, rich man. He says, Luigi, tomorrow is your birthday. 18 years old. And I know you got your driving license. As your birthday gift, I'm going to give you a choice. You want a BMW, a car, or Lamborghini? So the young man goes, Lamborghini. Spell it. All right, BMW.
All right.
I like
not a bad,
So you
not a
guys
bad
are
choice.
welcome on board. Take you, Johnny. Keep up the good work there.
All right, Vincenzo, thank you.
Ciao,
Vincenzo.
ciao.
Hey, Vincenzo, ciao, but there was a Ferrari show at Casa Belvedere a couple of weekends ago. The cars, you can't beat an Italian car. I would have taken the Italian car anytime.
All right, Vincenzo, thank you.
Ciao, ciao. Good
See
night,
you.
everybody.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
And I call him, as always, the great Vincenzo.
He's great.
He's unbelievable, yeah, he's great.
You know what I want to say about Body?
Yeah.
We're playing Marsala. That's what they play
Marsala.
next week. Yeah, Marsala from the Sicilian.
Yeah.
One of my teachers in CSI was from,
From there.
family was from Marsala. Valerie Taveri.
All right,
Digital
we
design.
got,
I'm not sure if you know her.
we got a few more minutes.
Too highbrow for me, Vito.
A few more minutes, guys. Let's, look, we got to give the U.S. women's team some,
Oh,
Some respect.
definitely got to speak about them. They clinched last night a spot in the World Cup for next year, 2019, in France, right, with a 6-0 win over Jamaica. And they were trying to hype up Jamaica. I mean, no disrespect to Jamaican soccer, but
It's different in the men's side. When it's
in
Jamaica,
this
men-
region,
Right, right.
the women's team is the best. I mean, the U.S. women's team in our region here, CONCACAF.
All right, so here's the big question. Why can't the men duplicate what the women did?
Exactly.
And here's what happens. You get Sunil Gulati,
that's-
you got to get rid of him, we got to get rid of
Yeah,
everybody
right,
because
right.
they can't win at the men's level, but why not compliment them at the women's level, best in the world? What is the difference?
You got to get an international manager, all right? You got to bring in someone from overseas, I think, and just give him full reins. Let him run the ship. Give him
control.
5 years.
I think on the women's side, they can identify the players better.
Yeah.
I think on the men's side, they have a hard time identifying
I
players.
just don't think we have the. I don't know. You say that we have the talent out here. You're saying that we do. We just got to find them. I just don't think.
But here's the difference I see.
Yeah.
At the men's level, the foot skills, the creativity is not there.
Right.
Because, I mean, I was always a girls' coach, women's coach.
Right.
And we wanted creativity. We wanted people to play out of the back. We wanted you to express yourself. I wanted there to be nice moves, move the ball,
Right.
quick 1-2s, play the beautiful game. The men's game, when you go to these college showcases, it always reverts to, if you're down, it's kick and chase.
Yeah.
And that is what happens. And I think we have to develop a style. We've tried to pattern ourselves after. Klinsmann brings in the German style.
Right, yeah.
This one brings in the European style. We have to have our own style. And look at the American Outlaws, the fans that go.
Yeah.
Passionate.
Very passionate,
Like
yeah.
Barres fans. It's great.
Yep.
Fantastic. So we have that. We have the passion.
Yes.
But we need the creativity, and we got to let these players express themselves and not hold them back and try to win a 1-0 game by bombing the ball to some big person. It's like an Altidore who's going to boot one in and get a lucky goal. It's not how we should play.
Hopefully, we don't see him anymore. We don't need him on the team anymore.
No,
He's
no.
done. His time is gone.
But we don't know when to say goodbye to some of these players because it reverts
Right.
back to,
Why is Bradley back on the team? Right? If we're rebuilding and we're going young, why is he coming back?
I'm with you. We should.
So anyhow, I think Ralph, maybe is it because other sports
That's
on
what I was
the
thinking
boys'
of.
side of things?
That's the other thing. You're
Football.
competing. There's a lot of competing.
But you know, we all start out with playing soccer because they're not playing high-level basketball at 4 or 5 years old. Not that they're playing high-level soccer, but everybody now plays soccer.
Yeah.
So why don't they stay with it? And the thought is maybe because it's
think-
more glamorous to play high school basketball, high school
Yeah,
football.
Absolutely. In this
And,
country, yeah.
But isn't it a big thing to play at the women's side, to also play college
Maybe the
basketball, high
women's
school
side is-
basketball?
Yeah. Right.
know,
they have softball.
We have so many players in this country.
That's true. I mean, when you discover an American athlete, unfortunately, it's not coming from the soccer side. Basketball, football, hockey, you're getting the great Americans, athletes.
But the women play hockey. They softball, basketball. They do it all too.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
I
So-
agree.
So again, that's the
Well-
$1 million question.
Well, that's the question. And you know what? There's a World Cup to be played in 2026 in the United States. So hopefully by then, there could at least be some kind of a
But the odd part, after all the articles we read, all the TV shows, all the discussion, we still haven't put our finger on why it hasn't happened.
Right. And that's going to lead us into the Mickey Mouse League, that I call it. I'm sorry, but the MLS.
Which league is going to be that?
The MLS. I mean, Ralph, their season is ending now when
Right.
the rest of the world is 8 games in, I think. 2, right? They played 8 games, right? So that's a problem right there, right? why are we starting in March and ending in?
So we're Americans. We don't want to play out when it's cold out.
So
We want to go
that's-
inside.
What's your take on the MLS as a whole right now? With 20-some-odd years into it, right?
Okay. It depends where you are. With my kids, I remember we played in a tournament in Virginia,
Okay.
and we went to a DC United game in the old RFK Stadium.
Yes, I remember.
I was afraid that the stadium was going to fall apart because it was rocking.
Yeah.
They were passionate,
Passionate.
crazy, great fans. You go to Sounders and you go to the Portland Timbers.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
phenomenal. The
Electrifying,
fans are walking like 2 miles to the stadium like it's in Europe,
Yeah.
and it's safe, it's great fun, and it's passionate, fantastic. But here in New York, Red Bull Arena, it's a beautiful place,
Yep.
but it doesn't have that passion.
It's a soccer
You go to
stadium.
NYCFC, it's Yankee
Nah,
Stadium,
yeah, that's-
there's no passion at all.
No.
So I know Beckham wants you get a team in Florida, but then it rains all the time. But it's football. You got to play when it rains.
Right.
If it's the way it is.
Right. It's better than snow, right?
I agree with
Like
you.
we get here, so.
So I think it's got the potential, but I think that your original point, John, is spot on. And the spot on is it's got to coincide with the other leagues.
Right.
It holds us back, and maybe that's what's holding us back on the men's side at the national team,
Right.
that there's downtime when the other countries are revving up.
Yes.
We're revving down.
Right.
We should be revving up. We have to be on the same schedule.
And why not play like a Champions League, like have our champion, our league champion, get into a Champions League with the rest of the world?
We're not there yet. We got to start
I
out
know we're
small.
not there
We
yet,
got to start
but we need to go.
Sure.
Why can't our champion play into a Champions League?
And I think what we've tried to do is develop super teams, like LA Galaxy bringing in Ibrahimovic and
Right.
DC
Yeah,
United
those
bringing in
guys.
Rooney. But here's what happens. Those guys are far and away better than anybody else.
Right.
But when they played in Europe, they were way on the downside.
Right, yes.
Way on the downside. So if they're in MLS and they're the big stars, it shows how bad MLS is.
Yes.
That they are far and away the better
Right.
players. When in Europe, they're not getting on the pitch.
You know, what they did with Jovinko, he came at a young age, at a ripe 20.
Something happened with him
28.
with Juventus because he was a star player coming here. Didn't really
Yeah.
make much
The
sense.
prejudice could have been his size.
Size.
He is a tiny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, they got Jovinko in, like, his mid-20s. You got to
Right.
get these players in the mid-20s, not when they're old.
Yeah.
You got to get them like Jovinko.
Well, you hear stories of the retirement league.
Yeah.
No one takes our
Yeah.
league
Well,
seriously.
Lampard came in for a paycheck.
So did Pirlo.
Oh yeah, but Pirlo at least put his heart into the matches.
He
We all
does.
love Pirlo. I mean, Pirlo's
no,
a great player.
guy, but he came at the end too.
He couldn't run anymore,
No.
but he could still find the pass.
Yeah.
He still played
Right.
beautifully.
Right, he's
And,
lobbing
when
those balls in.
When you looked at Gattuso and that combination of the tiger that's got your back, that's going to
Right, he
fight for every
protected
ball,
every- right.
and he protected Pirlo, who could do his thing and express himself.
Yeah.
But American kids watch Michael Jordan. We watch Aaron
Gretzky.
Judge.
Yeah.
We have to Gretzky. We have to look at these American players and they got to become that role model, that great. This is who I want to be, and then we'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, right now, when you look back at American soccer, Landon Donovan, pretty much.
Great player.
Yeah.
Dempsey, Donovan.
But you know what?
Dempsey and Donovan,
But guys,
definitely.
I remember in the 70s, we asked in the very beginning, getting involved in soccer. I used to go to the Cosmos games.
There you go.
Though Pelé,
Right.
I mispronounce his name.
Right.
Great player,
Yeah.
one of the greatest of all time, maybe the greatest of all time. Many would say the greatest of all time, like the Babe Ruth
Yeah.
of soccer. I was a Giorgio Canaglia fan.
Yeah.
Played from Italy. He would smoke his cigarettes, drink his scotch, come out and play, run around the box, boom, banging his goals,
Right.
and he knew how to do it because he grew up seeing that that's how you played the game. And a lot of American kids don't know how because they haven't really seen it. They haven't seen these role models, and their coaches are not, maybe they're not letting them, again, I use the term again for the third time, expressing themselves. Be yourself. You don't have to pattern yourself after someone. Be you.
Right. That's
Show
really
some
all you can
flair.
make.
It's a
Napoli.
beautiful game for a reason.
The NASL back in the 70s
Oh, it's
was
great.
selling out stadiums, right?
Oh, yeah.
Our stadium was always sold out. Giant Stadium.
Sold out all the time.
So
and
why
the
keep-
rivalries were phenomenal.
So what's the
The Tampa
difference?
Bay Rowdies.
Right. Fort Lauderdale Strikers, I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you want
Montreal, right? They had a team.
Felix was playing Miller Field. He said there's a Cosmo player with the Cosmos, Miller Field. He was playing training.
So what's the difference now? Is it the talent from today?
Yes, because Vito made the point Then when Pelé came over, he wasn't 35 years old coming in for a paycheck.
Right.
He was younger.
Yes.
So was Canalia.
So
So was all these other players that they were not
so we
coming
gotta-
for a paycheck. They were passionate about it. George Best played here.
Yeah. Right.
He was coming for a paycheck because he was shot, but because he
Hubert
ruined his body.
Berkemeyer, right? Germany goalkeeper for the Cosmos. So we got to get these Ronaldos in here now.
Yeah.
Got to find them here.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen.
Speaking of
I
Ronaldo,
wouldn't say it's not going to happen. There's hope.
do you think
All
Ronaldo
right.
will? Do you think Ronaldo will come to the MLS?
He may
Ever
come
since
at
this
the end.
story, now ever since this thing is broke,
He'll go play for Miami.
ever since this story broke out with him,
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, I don't
eventually.
believe in that. You know, that's not. You
Yeah.
know, let's not go there
Yeah, of
with that.
course.
You know, the story's about everybody all of a
Yeah,
sudden. You know,
yeah.
lately. So we're not going to go there. But he's a great player. Is he going to come here? Maybe at the end for a year
I
or
would
two.
think. I would think.
I go watch him play.
Yeah,
I would think-
he's going to sell jerseys and tickets.
Well, they're saying Messi's going to probably come to Roma next year, but I think Messi eventually he will come to the MLS. I think
Well,
it's a matter of
But
time.
As
then
far
again, it's a
as-
retirement league. But
Yeah.
whatever it costs to get that player, they will make up that cost in the same weekend
Yeah.
in selling replica jerseys.
Right. As far as the fan base goes, I think Atlanta also.
Yeah,
we got
they have a big
about
stadium.
okay. We got about 4 minutes to go. Atlanta, right? That's selling out, and that's the same owner as the Falcons.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So I think they got it right as far as selling tickets in Atlanta. But
And who was their coach?
who is their coach?
The guy from Argentina. No,
Argentinian, right? And
Tata. He was the,
Martino.
Tata Martino.
Yeah.
And
And he's
Right.
rumored
Great coach.
He's rumored to be a candidate for the U.S. coach too. They
Why?
brought him up.
Why not?
so right now Atlanta's sitting on top of their league with the supporter shield. Looks like they're fighting with New York, the Red Bull. They're a point behind. So for that.
And is
support
there any buzz about the Red Bulls? You read about them in the New York Post
You
and the
don't
Daily
hear-
News?
You don't hear anything
You don't hear
about them.
anything.
You
It's
really
the
don't.
crickets are
You really
chirping.
don't, yeah.
But if they had an exciting player
Yeah.
that you come and watch see
But
play.
I'll give them credit. You know, they're hanging in there. They're fighting for first place overall with a no-name team, pretty much. Nobody.
Name one player on the team.
Phillips, right? Phillips, right?
Bradley Wright Phillips.
Right.
That's about it.
That's it. That's it. And their keeper's pretty good. I forget his name, but he's a pretty good keeper.
You know what? Unless with in the programs, Ralph and John, if they in the high schools, if they if they require, you can't like first right of refusal. Soccer's your number one sport. You got to go with it. If they
Yeah.
encourage more of this, then you could see the program develop. Until they're pushing other sports, that's the whole thing. But if they could try to pass something like pass a rule that you have to select soccer as your number one sport, if they could start to do
kinda-
that. If they
kinda-
could,
Yeah, they're not
I
going to
know.
do that.
I know.
It's
I
kinda
know.
tough.
It's got to be that love.
Yeah,
You got to have the
Slocky.
passion, yeah. You got to have the passion and the love for the game.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we're getting the signal here. Another minute or so. Any last final words?
Body, unfortunately, in Coppa Italia, they got eliminated to Bitondo.
Yeah,
Everything
they're out.
else, they're doing good in the league, but
Right.
the Italian Cup, they're out already.
Ralph,
And
any-
just AS Monaco, new coach,
All right.
Henri. They're
Yeah.
in.
Right, that's who I wanted to mention early on. 2 minutes. Ralph, any last words?
I hope everybody votes November 6th, November 6th,
Yeah.
2018. Whatever you're
I'll
going to
be
vote
working
for,
that
you don't
day.
have to vote for me. You can vote for anybody you
I'll be
want.
at the Board of
But I hope
Election.
everybody comes down and does their civic duty to vote.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's in the bag for.
We just
We'll
hope that
go with that.
everyone goes out and does their civic duty and their civic
Yes.
responsibility.
Okay. Anything? Any last words? Any last-minute hirings? Nothing, right?
Yeah, Henri was the last one.
That was it. Monaco, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
AS Monaco.
Good luck to Henry. All right, gentlemen, thank you for coming on the show. Vito,
Hey,
Ralph, thank you so
John,
much for
Vito.
taking time out of your
Tremendous.
busy day. All right, we'll see you guys on the next show.
I got to ask you now, can I keep my shirt?
That's yours. It's all yours.
Amen.
You got it.
Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora, facci gridare ancora, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Quanti viaggi con gli amici, tanti posti sconosciuti, tutti uniti innamorati di un sogno. Canto sempre con orgoglio anche quando sono stanco, mai nessuno può distruggere il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore.